Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. I'm going to talk about the individual relationships and the 4 relationships. These are very important, and these often get lost, and that's where we get into trouble. When we are going out, I'm going to talk more like from a couple point of view firstly. When we're going out initially, we tend to just drop the 2 individual relationships. We're madly in love, and we just want to be together all the time, and those 2 kind of get left aside. If you leave them aside too long, there will be problems. It's very important that within the one relationship you have, particularly in the couple one, that you maintain your individual relationships. That means that if you want to go and see your girlfriend and have coffee and cake, or go for a run, or just sit in your room and watch TV, some bad soap that your partner doesn't want to see, you can do that. You should do that. You have to have your own time, your own space. This keeps you balanced, because this way you can be in the relationship and also have a relationship with yourself. And that's really important, that you continue to have this relationship with yourself. You had it before, and now you need to have it again. The other person also needs this. So your partner needs to be able to go and do what they want to do, see who they want to see, and spend time doing activities that make them happy on a personal level. They need their time to do what they need to do on their own. These 2 on their own relationships are actually, I think, holding the relationship up and holding it together, not the 2 middle ones. That's just my feeling. When we maintain our own personalities, our own interests, our own loves, our own friends, the very first thing that they loved about us remains, because that's who they met. That's who they met at the beginning, this person who had all these things and interests and likes and funny ways, and that's what they loved about us. So we need to retain those and continue, as we continue in the relationship, to work on those. These relationships are very important too in other aspects of a parental relationship, the relationship you have with your mum and dad, because these are the 2 parts of the relationship that mothers and fathers often really struggle with. They see you, and of course you're the centre of their universe, even though you've grown up now, and they're actually no longer maybe the centre of your universe, like if you were a parent. However, you need to have 4 relationships with your parents and your family, I believe. So you need to have your own life, and they should have their own life, your mother or your father, or brother or your sister. And then you have the life where you have the 2 relationships in the middle between the 2 of you. Parents often try and keep us from having our own life. They want us to be always in the middle too, as a family. And I believe it's actually quite destructive for our growth. Therefore, it's important you live your own life. You don't have to share everything with them if you don't choose to. And they should be able to live their own life as well as individuals. And then you come together. The same is in friendships. This is why friendships sometimes don't work, because some people don't want you to have your own life, your own friends as well as them. They become territorial, and you know which ones I'm talking about. Therefore, it's important that if you make new friends, that you maintain your life as well, and they maintain their life, and then you meet in the middle and share your lives together. When we have this maintenance of the individual, it's not a selfish thing. It's purely nurturing for yourself, and it's the way you grow. We can't only grow in a relationship. We have to do personal growth, which will actually make us into a better person, and we need to meet our own goals. Therefore, we need to give each other space. And you'll find that in relationships that work in this particular area, each individual is doing their own thing and giving one another space without making the other one feel bad about it. Now, this is where problems can occur, because you might find one person doesn't want to be on their own as much and the other person wants to be on their own a lot, and it can create huge discord. However, if you understand that your partner needs more personal space for whatever reason and to do their own individual thing, and you can grow your life a little bit more, then that part can actually work. But getting those 2 sort of similar is very, very important. This is why in the couple and the family one and the friend one, when you have these two parts, individual relationships working, relationship is kept strong and it's kept quite balanced. So I suggest that you maintain it. Start to have a look at your relationships and see how much time you get on your own to do your own thing, to go and visit your friends and go and sit in the park and just look at the ducks if you want to, and your partner's not there, or your mum and dad aren't ringing you up to come over, or your friends aren't harassing you to come and have coffee. Make sure that you maintain yourself and let them maintain themselves and give them space. When you don't do this, there will be problems. There will be jealousies, there will be control issues, there will be blaming. Often people blame you, and they might even accuse you of being selfish. However, I think it's just maintenance of a relationship that you also do your own thing, and that keeps it fresh and it keeps it moving, and so you're actually growing and moving and the other person's growing and moving in an individual path, and then you have the paths where you're working and walking together. Look around, have a look at the balance, and start talking to, if it's your partner or your parents or your friends, about this and explain it to them. Not everyone has the same need to be in their own little individual relationship. And some people are very, very needy. They want you there 24/7 and they want to do everything together. That's actually not healthy, in my opinion, because you can't do dualistic things and always get personal growth. It's an important area to understand who you are too, how much you like to be on your own and do your own thing. And therefore, when you're choosing a partner particularly, it's very important to see that they also have their own life running. So you've got your individual life running, they've got theirs running, and you're both okay with it. Of course, when you first meet, you'd be crazy in love and you want to spend all the time together. But that rebalances back into normal life, and that's fine. I hope you enjoyed listening to this and start really thinking about what your individual needs are in all the major relationships you have, and start looking at seeing if they're actually being met. That's probably the most important thing. Is this relationship I am in, the way it's currently working, are my needs being met? Is my mother ringing me every single day and driving me nuts? Or is she giving me space? And do I need to speak about this? Or do I need to just continue to grow on my own? Sometimes we can talk to people about it and they'll be fine. Other times people won't take it so well. Only you can make that decision. But just having that understanding is really good, that you maintain your individual path within every relationship that you have. So I'm sending you lots of love for this week.